Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben Park, 225 marathoner, and today I want to talk to you about running in the cold, the wet, basically the winter months that are coming up here in the Northern Hemisphere. So we've got loads to chat about today. We're going to talk about all the gear that I sort of like to use. By the way, this is all my own stuff, bought with my own money, nothing sponsored here. And then yeah, I've got lots of tips and tricks and little helpful bits of advice to help you keep that training going and keep the motivation up as the nights draw in and the weather turns a little bit bad. So yeah, sit back, relax, let me know down in the comments yeah, how you like to get through the winter months as well. Right, let's start with head torches. Now I have 3 different head torches in my rotation depending on what type of running I'm doing. Most people are going to be fine with one, and if you're running in towns and cities, something like a Petzl Bindi is going to be absolutely fine for you. Now with all head torches, it's not always about seeing for you to see where you're going, it's so other people and hazards can see you as well, and this is going to put out enough light. If you're running with sort of street lights and things around, it's going to be absolutely fine. Super easy, just straight on your head like that, and you're good to go. Now also what I quite like about my next head torch, which is the Silver Trail Runner, is it has a light at the back which you can turn on, a red light. You probably can't see it too well here in the daylight, but I'll show you some nighttime stuff. And you can have that on the back of your head, and then also the light coming out the front as well. Again, straight on your head, and yeah, you're good to go basically. So you've got that protection for the front and the back with the Silver Trail Runner. So yeah, check that one out. And then also I've got a fully blown Petzl Neo Plus as well, which I don't use too much, and I haven't got it here because a friend of mine is borrowing it at the moment. But yeah, between those 3, that's what I use. But yeah, if you're out there in the market, just look for something around about that sort of 200 to 400 lumens is going to be fine for most people. Yeah, Petzl and Silver are 2 brands that I'd recommend looking at. Also really important to have some reflective gear on you. I've just got a few bits and pieces out of Decathlon. You can put around your arm, super cheap, about £3 or £4, and you're good to go. You don't need to cover yourself, but yeah, if you are worried, then yeah, a high-vis jacket or something out your car. So if you're in and around a lot of traffic, that can be good. But for a lot of people, just having something on your arm is a lot better than having nothing. Right, so let's have a chat about clothing. So when it gets colder, what I really like to do is wear a long sleeve, sort of base layer type of top. This just comes from a company called Rafa, but yeah, I've got loads. This is from Adidas. They're all much of a muchness, just technical clothing, so it's gonna be nice and breathable, long sleeve. And then on top of that, I like to wear my Salomon S-Lab jacket, which is this one, or if it's raining a bit, then I wear my Salomon 360 waterproof jacket. Now these jackets are quite expensive. They are great, but I would struggle to recommend them at the price. I bought these at about half price sale, so they weren't too bad. I'll link all the details for everything down below. Sarah has a Montaigne jacket, again, really good. But when you're looking at waterproof jackets, you want to be looking at something called hydrostatic head. Anything about 10 to 20,000 for the vast majority of people running, unless you're charging up a mountain or something, it's going to be absolutely fine. Now in terms of keeping your legs warm, I've got some super cheap things. These are called Ron Hill Traxxas. People that have trained through the 60s, 70s, 80s, heard of the legend Ron Hill. Yeah, Traxxas, they're about 10 to 12 pounds. They're going to keep me nice and warm. They won't keep my legs dry if it's raining, but they're fine. You don't need really fancy leggings. If I want something a little bit smarter, going out on a bit of a group run with some friends, want to show off a bit, then I've got these are from Nike. These are called the Phantom leggings, I think. Yeah, they were about £50, a key holder on the back, and yeah, really good, nice to run in. With these 2 things, I've just got some like Decathlon sort of cycling shorts to wear those for underwear, and then the leggings over the top, and I think that looks fine. It looks good, and yeah, you're not scaring too many people as a man running it down the street. Right guys, moving on to looking after your head. Now obviously there's sort of 3 main areas we lose heat as humans: through our head, through our hands and through our feet. So keeping your head warm will keep you, yeah, warm when you're on your run, obviously. The really annoying things when winter comes in is the rain, especially, as we know, famous here in the UK. So what I always do, obviously we make these running hats on the website. They're the best in the business. It's not just a little bit of merch, these really are high quality bits of kit. And yeah, you can just basically wear these, but put the peak forward like that. It's a really nice long peak. That is going to keep the rain completely out of your face. So I always say, if it's hat forward conditions, this is very much turning into hat forward conditions. The rain is really bad. So yeah, if you've got some rain and wintry stuff coming up, peak forward and you're good to go. Now once the temperature drops a little bit lower, you probably want to go and invest in a beanie running hat. Now I've got one from Salomon here. They're just bobble hats. This one I bought for £2 out of a petrol station. They really are much of a muchness, but yeah, hat recommended as soon as it gets down to about under 5 degrees, then I'm reaching for my hat. If you just want to keep your ears warm, Sarah likes to wear these type of things. They just round your head. And then yeah, if you don't like hats, then that can be really good for just keeping your ears warm. Finally, a buff, so versatile. We have these on the website, so check them out. Really good just to have around your neck, keep your neck nice and warm. If you need to go, in the times you're in, if you need to dash into a shop or something, you can just pull it up over your face. But yeah, really recommend. I never go out on a run these days without a buff. So versatile in what you can do with these to keep yourself warm. Right, let's have a chat about shoes. If it is quite slippery out there, wet underfoot, then I just put a light trail shoe on. Something like this is a Nike Pegasus 36 Trail. A Hoka ATR is another one to have a look out for. Just gonna get a little bit more grip out there. So if you're in the park, there's some leaves, you're just gonna find things a little bit more stable. Yeah, road shoes, they're going to be all right for a lot of situations, but if you are a little bit worried, a light trail shoe would be really good. One other point to note is you can get waterproof shoes these days, Gore-Tex shoes. I have run in a few of them over the years. I find they're just pretty useless. They're exactly the same really as normal shoes. If you're out on some light trails, through puddles and things like that, or even if you're stuck out in the rain, your feet are getting wet, they're definitely not keeping you dry. So yeah, just don't, it's just not worth that extra investment. Moving on to gloves. Now a lot of people know me for my pink gloves, and yeah, I suffer with my hands get so cold. As soon as it gets below about 12 degrees Celsius here in the UK, I need to be wearing gloves and I just cannot keep my hands warm. So yeah, that's why you see me a lot of the times wearing these gloves. These are just from Ron Hill. They are actually pretty bad as it goes, but I just like the colour and they keep my hands warm enough. So I don't really recommend them, but they're kind of fine. Yeah, I would recommend just getting down somewhere like Decathlon and just buying yourself a lightweight pair of gloves, and that's going to see you through for most conditions. But if you are stuck out sort of overnight on some sort of trail runs or things, or as soon as it gets down to about, for me, about 5 degrees, I've got these Montane Prism gloves. These are super warm. Your hands are never going to get cold in something like this. And then but if they do, a step up from that is to get yourself a mitt basically. And yeah, if you keep all your fingers together inside a glove, that will keep them even warmer. Right, moving on to some top tips. Now, there's no secret about it. When we're going out in colder conditions, there's a little bit more element of risk there and sort of getting cold. So I always, even if it's not cold enough to warrant having a jacket, and I think I want to warm up really quickly, I always start off in a jacket, and if I get too hot or something, I just put it into my naked band here, and then you're good to carry on running. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, because basically if say I fell over or I got a little bit tired, I need to stop, you're going to get cold very quickly. So you want to have that jacket out there just in case. Also, I've got like a in case of emergency parkrun sort of tag thing that I keep on me at all times in my naked band, and I never leave home without my phone. I know it's sort of good like mental health to leave your phone at home and things, but I always have it with me. I don't know if I'm going to stumble across somebody else that might need some help, or I might need some help and get into a bit of trouble out there. I might need to pay for something on my phone or something like that. So I always take, yeah, these 3 things with me pretty much on every run I go on, just in case something bad might happen. Right guys, as you can probably guess, we have a monumental amount of laundry to do with me and Sarah in the flat. So yeah, we wash everything with this Halo Sports Wash. We get this out of Sainsbury's. You can get it on Amazon, and I'll put some links below. It's just really good. It gets all the dirt out, all the bacteria, all the smells, all the sweat, all the gut, just horrible stuff. It just gets it out really well. And yeah, there's another couple of companies that make this sort of thing. Rocking Green in America is one, and yeah, Amazon kind of do their own version as well. So I'll link to all of that stuff down below. But yeah, really good for getting your kit smelling fresh again. And then if you've been out in lots of mud in your shoes and you want to get them clean, there's no like really easy solution. Of course, you can just bung them in the washing machine if you're not too worried about them. Or as I do, I just put them in like the bath and get the shower head over them, get them absolutely drenched, get some of the Halo Sports Wash, kind of agitate it all over the surface with my hand, leave it for a few minutes, and then just rinse it dry. Just getting the mud out, and the sports wash gets rid of all the stinky, smelly stuff as well. Then in terms of getting them dry, I just put them on the windowsill. We're in a flat. London, it is quite warm. Just put them on the windowsill or in the airing cupboard, something like that. If you don't have any sort of lukewarm sort of heat sources in your flat, you can stuff them full of newspaper. That's another thing. It sort of draws the moisture out. Yeah, leave them around radiators and things. Just be a bit careful. Don't put them anywhere too hot, because it can affect like the sort of the gluey sort of substances inside holding the shoes together. It's really important to remember to keep hydrated when you're out there on sort of your longer runs. When it is a lot colder, we don't need to drink as much as when it's really warm outside, but the default thing is we don't need to drink that much because we're not thinking about it as much. So yeah, keep hydrated, just as you would. We always say drink to thirst, but just keep reminding yourself to take on some fluids as you go along. And the final tip for today is just about being flexible. If there's a hurricane force winds, storms coming in, it's completely fine just to stay at home and adjust it for the day after or the day after that. If we're going through a long cold spell and it's icy and snow outside, get into the gym, run on the treadmill for a bit. Remember guys, you can take about a week off training without really affecting your fitness too much. So if you've got some bad weather coming in, just don't panic. It's all going to be fine. You can adjust things around in the week. If you need any help with that sort of thing, always get in touch with us. We'll happily help you out down below. Guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and as you can see, I'm heading out for my evening run now. It's about 8 o'clock at night, and yeah, been stuck inside editing, working hard all day. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get something out of it. As always, let me know down in the comments, how are you dealing with this horrible winter weather that we're now going to put up with? Yeah, wish we could just jump on a plane to Australia, South Africa, and come and see you guys out there and enjoy the sunshine, but we'll be back to that soon, fingers crossed. So that's it guys, thank you very much for all the support on Patreon, on the join link down below here on YouTube. People buying hats and hoodies, all the new gear is now live on the website. So yeah, log on, check it out. As always, code YouTube will give you a little discount for 10% off. Right, I better get the head torch on and then get out into the rain and yeah, carry on getting it done as we always do guys. So as always, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.